Let me get the camera adjusted here. There we go. Okay, we're live. I believe we're live. I got 41 people here. Hold on. Gotta do a little something here. There, now I can see comments. How's everybody doing? Make sure that you can hear me and see me okay. Somebody can send me a comment, please, letting me know that. That'd be great. I got my Steve E saying hi. Dakota Joe, how are you? Kirk C giving me thumbs up. Everett saying you're all good. Okay, good. There we go. Everybody's good. Coming in good, loud and clear. Lima Charlie, good to hear. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy Sunday to you. It is June 6th. Hope everybody's doing well. Got kind of a fun topic tonight, something I've been toying around with how I wanted to do this. We're going to go over 4 things that you can do that are going to improve your chances out there on the big lake for salmon, trout, steelhead, those type of things. We'll go over that here shortly. But yeah, that's a fun topic. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while. Just putting it together in my head, really. I'm just running it really right off the cuff. I know the 4 things I want to talk about, but yeah, I'm gonna wing it. Well, not really wing it. I know what I want to talk about, but you understand what I mean. It is hot out. Anybody else having a warm day out there? It's got to be like 85. The water is setting up good though. That's one good thing. Wind is just blowing hard out of the south, which is going to be good. It's going to help set that water up. Help bring a few more fish up into our area, which I'm looking forward to because fishing has been tough around here. Fishing's been real tough. I finally talked to one boat today that had a nice mixed bag. A lot of small fish though. We'll talk more about that shortly. But yeah, look at all the people on here. How many people we got? Roddy already up to 60. Eric Bro, 96 in Ohio. Man, that is hot. Dakota Joe's in Texas, got back to work. Hey, well, good job, man, getting back to the work. 94 in Minneapolis, 92 where Mark Pearson is. Man, yeah, it is warm out there. But anyway, let's something I've been talking about in some of the past videos. In fact, all of the past videos. Megan's Army. We're still pushing for that. We're still looking for donations if you want to get into this thing. It's a great cause. In a nutshell, it's a young girl that was terribly traumatized when she was younger. She now wants to get back to school, move on with her life. She's older now. I'm looking for donations to help her college fund. Every penny goes to her college fund. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the video on this channel, please, called Megan's Army. We need your help, something like that. So many great people have jumped on and supported this thing. And not only with donations, but with, donations, both monetary and physical items. So we have myself, number one prize, or the main prize, I guess, if you want to say it, I'm giving away a salmon charter to whoever wins this thing. Another person named Steve Mishler, he jumped on. He's a river guide. He's giving away a full day charter as well. So there's going to be 2 charters in this drawing, in this giveaway. That alone is outstanding. But Tangle Tackle has jumped on. They're giving away 2 wire diver reels. So Akuma Convector 45Ds with wire. That's going to 2 different people. Big John has jumped on. They've donated, I believe it's a 6-pack of the Mark Martin Signature Series rod holders. Really nice rod holders. Matt Presnitz, who is a long time supporter of this channel, got a hold of me over the past couple of days, said, Chris, I want to do something for the channel, help promote Megan's Army, get this thing going. Matt said, hey, I want you to pick out 14 flashers, spin doctors, 14 spin doctors, get a flasher file, put those all together, and that'll go to a winner as well. So I know I'm missing something else too. There's been a bunch of people who have been giving away stuff, so some really nice things that you can win. And the way that we'll do this, we'll draw the winner next Saturday. I'm sorry, next Sunday. On next Sunday's live feed. I don't know why I said Saturday. On next Sunday's live feed, we're going to draw the winners, and the first name I draw is going to get first choice, which means if you're the first name drawn and you don't want the salmon charter or the river charter, and you want those spin doctors, you get first choice. Those are yours. It goes to the next person that I draw. They get the second choice. So maybe they'll want the salmon charter, and so on till we give away all the prizes. So really nice opportunity to win something nice, and it's only one $10 donation. Get your name in the hat one time. $100 donation gets your name in the hat 15 times, 5 times. So that's a great way to get out there and win some really nice things, and it's going to a really good cause. This is something I've really gotten behind, and I'm really happy to be supporting this thing. So anyway, to everybody that has donated already, thank you so much. If you're thinking about doing it, thank you so much. We absolutely appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to get that thing rolling next Sunday. But tonight, we're going to actually pick out those flashers that the winners, that whoever wins those, they're going to get. So I'm going to walk over to the board over there. That's why I'm in the shop tonight. Matt President said, with my luck, I'll win the flashers. I hope you do, man. There are going to be some good ones. Eric, bro, how do we get the money to you? It's through my PayPal. You can either call me and I can do a card over the phone, or you just donate it through my PayPal. PayPal is darkblue7715@gmail.com. Again, darkblue7715@gmail.com. That's my PayPal. Make sure you put in the comments, though, it's for Megan's Army. And if you can, please use the trusted version, which means it's for family and friends. That way PayPal doesn't sock me with a fee when the money comes in. There's no fee if you do it that way. So Andy K, thanks for the thumbs up. Thumbs up back to you, buddy. Yeah, we're going to pick out those flashers. We're going to pick out those flashers right now. Well, yeah, we got 103 people here, so let's do that right now. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick out 12 of them, and then my wife, she's here as well. She's going to pick out the final 2. And I'm going to tell you right now, my wife, she doesn't go out fishing with me. She doesn't know a whole lot about salmon fishing, but she has a knack of pulling a rabbit out of a hat when it comes to this kind of thing. So she's going to pick out the last 2 after I pick out 12. So anyway, let's walk over there. We'll do that right now. I'll take you guys with me. Grab the camera. Spin this around. All right. If I can get the camera out, we'll go. There we go. All right. Let's go pick out some flashers. All right, here we go. We're going to do all 8-inch. All 8-inch. There's a whole bunch of good ones. So where are we going to start? Let's start right here with a full throttle. That's a great one. I'll set them right over here. We'll go to the bikini bottom. That's a great one. I know some are out of stock, so there's a blue bikini bottom. We'll grab that one. So there's 3. We will grab a black pearl. Just a black pearl. Throw that over there. That's 4. Oh, let's go with the chartreuse dots. That's a great one. I love that thing. That thing with a riverside fly, that thing is lights out. So how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe. Yeah, 5. Let's go with a Dragon Slayer, a double chrome. So there's, oh, I got 2 double chromes there. Actually, that's, I'll put 1 back. So we got 6 and we got 7. I need 5 more. There's so many good ones to choose from. Let's go with a white crush. You gotta have a white crush. We're out of the double pearl slicks, so I will grab you a fish scale pearl. Make sure that's what that's the UV fish scale. That is the UV fish scale. Okay. We'll throw those over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 3 more. Frog. Gotta have a frog. I'll get you a Lance's Margarita. I love that thing. That's a great one. And I'm going to grab you a live wire. That thing, I've talked about that before. That thing with a Green Mile meat rig. That's one of my favorite setups. So there's 12. And now Mrs. Tangle Tackle is going to jump in and pick out a couple more. What do you got? Oh, a very good one. Michael Jackson. That's a good one. Good choice. All right. 1 more, dear. Oh, we got the UV Showtime. That's a great one. But we're going to do that. We'll do that in the 8-inch. So if you'd put that back for me, hon, thank you. We'll do that in the 8-inch so they all fit in the flasher file. That's a good choice. See, I told you she's got a knack for that kind of thing. Anyway, I will leave those right there for now. There's your flasher giveaway winnings. We'll walk back over here. Get back to where we were. Somebody's laughing at the Mrs. Tangle Tackle. Alright, get that thing set back up. Flip that camera back around. Alright, I think we're good here. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab those flashers. I get it, don't worry. And so we're going to get a nice set of flashers here. So we don't have any flasher files in stock right now, so I will I'll either run down to Dreamweaver and grab one, or I will donate one from my boat. Yep. Eric, love the shirt tonight. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Just got it. All right, set those there. That's a nice pile of flashers. Whoever wins that, man, nice. All right, there we go. So yeah, if you want to jump into this Megan's Army, again, thank you so much for doing so. Thanks again to everybody that has. I'll do one last video on that. Like, I'll put it out on Thursday, I think, like a final call kind of thing. See if anybody still wants to get in. You got great there's great odds. I mean, there's quite a few people in it, but still, there's really good odds to win a really nice prize. Steve Ordaway, how are you, bud? Good to see you. All right. All right, so let's talk about the fishing report here. We'll get that done, and then we'll go on to tonight's topic on how to maybe get some more fish in the boat. We're 12 minutes in, 117 people in, 37 thumbs up. Thank you so much, everybody, for those thumbs up. Who makes the Green Mile? Steve, actually a couple different companies do. Dreamweaver does, and I believe Big Water also makes a version of the Green Mile, but the Dreamweaver version is my go-to. I'm a Dreamweaver guy through and through. Everybody knows that. Yeah. Either one of those companies, you can get it. Look on the Dreamweaver website or on the TangleTackleCompany.com website, and you'll be able to find it there. Jimmy Newton, what's this about winning a prize? Jimmy, I kind of already went over this, but it's for a giveaway that we're doing. You can win charters, you can win salmon fishing gear, you can win a bunch of stuff. Once this video is over, or even right now if you wanted to, just go back into my videos on this channel, look up Megan's Army, and you'll find out all about it. It's supporting a young girl to get her college education started. 100% of the proceeds are going to help this girl out. Just my wife's debut. That was it. Yeah, just top of her head. She told me she didn't really want to be on camera tonight, so I got to respect that. She has been on camera before, though. We did a video outside doing a walk, testing out some camera gear one time. So, yeah, she has been. Maybe we'll get her more on camera sometime. She's an incredible cook. I keep telling her we need to do a Mrs. Tangle Tackle fishing or cooking show, and she keeps turning me down. But man, if she did, that'd be a great channel. Anyway, fishing report around here in Manistee. It has been really tough. And it's been really windy. So those two things coupled together has made fishing incredibly difficult. I had 3 trips over the weekend. Two rescheduled, and one we ran on Friday evening, and we got 1 fish, 1 coho. But there were a lot of other boats coming in with 0 fish, so I was pretty happy just to get the 1, to be honest with you. A couple other of my buddies on some other charters had 1 or 2 fish, so it's been really difficult out there. But as I said, with the weather, with the wind the way it's blowing right now, it's going to keep bringing that warm water up from the south. It's just going to improve things, so that's a great thing. I know the Grand Haven tournament was this weekend. I watched some of the weigh-in on the live Facebook feed. Saw a lot of lake trout, saw a few decent kings, but it looked like it was pretty struggle bussish down there as well. So it is what it is. It's that time of the year. It's June. We get in this June lull when the water has to figure out what it wants to do as that warm water is coming up from the south. And then the water column will start setting up. We'll start getting good temp breaks, but every now and then, of course, we'll get a north wind and it will blow everything right back to you know what. and then it starts all over again. But as it gets warmer, it doesn't take as long for the lake to figure out what it wants to do. So this is what we do every June, though. We go into this lull. Even lake trout fishing has been tough around here. Normally we can go up during this June time and we can put 15, 17, 20 lakers in a boat. A couple buddies of mine went up there on a charter, ran a charter up there a couple nights ago, and they couldn't even get a laker in the boat. So it's been difficult to say the least. But it'll change. So if I was going out next weekend, which I will be, I got charters next weekend. Somebody just sent me, Eric, you just sent me an incredible super chat, man. Thank you so much for that. Eric Bro, or Brow, if I'm saying that right. Man, thank you so much. That's very generous of you.
Make sure it's not for Megan.
If that's for Megan's Army, my wife just made a good point. If that's for Megan's Army, please let me know that, so I can put that in. The only reason I didn't want to do super chats for Megan's Army, YouTube takes 35% of the super chat. So if you donate $1, they're taking 35 cents of it. You understand that? So it would have taken a large portion of the money off the top. So that's why I didn't do super chats for Megan's Army. But Eric, thank you so much. Everybody, if you get a chance, thank Eric for me. That will go a long way towards the channel. All right, where was I? Fishing report. So yeah, if I was going out next weekend, which I am, I'm going to go straight out of Manistee. I'm going to start in 120 to 150 foot of water, and I'm going to work that area because I think that warm water is going to be coming up. If I'm not doing that, I'm going to start working my way south, down towards Ludington, down towards the point, also known as the stick around here. In fisherman slang term, the stick, if you ever hear somebody talking about the stick, they're talking about the Ludington Big Sable Point Lighthouse. So just so you know on that. Yeah, I'm going to work straight out of Manistee, 120, 150 foot of water. I'm going to run my normal June spoon program, which is all the spoons that I talked about on my must-have spoon video. If you haven't seen that, instead of me just going over all those, you can jump back in there, you can watch that. Yeah, good glows in the morning, moonshines in the morning, RV moonshines as it moves into the daytime. My Dreamweaver Super Slims are out there all the time as well. Probably at least one meat rig, maybe two. And of course I can change that if the meat rig really starts taking off. I can start putting more out there. So I always start with at least one, and those are always on my low divers. And then my high divers, I'll go flash or fly. I'll show you right here. That double pearl, and that's the fish scale, but that double pearl 8-inch spin doctor with a Riverside or a pickled sunshine fly, that'll go. Oh, I should show you this, if you don't mind. Let me go find one. Hold on just a sec. I got my microphone on so you guys can still hear me as I walk around the store. Let me see here. No, that's not it. There we go. I'll show you guys this, guys and gals. Oh, last year's Purple Taco 5 new flies for 2020 that we did last year. One of those flies was called the Gunslinger. I believe that's what we ended up calling it. Almost certain that's what it was, or Gunsmoke, something along those lines. That fly turned out to be so darn good. KRW picked it up, and now we have a fly named after my boat, which is really cool. So I'm kind of proud of that. I'm not the braggy type in any way, but that I'm a little proud of. You know, I've always come into fishing stores and, you know, seen names of boats on flies and meat rigs and things like that. Gunsmoke, thanks, Joe. So to walk in and see my name, the name of my boat on a fly, I thought that was kind of cool. So anyway, actually, you know what? I'm going to throw that fly in with those flashers, so you're going to have a fly in there as well. Yeah. Matt, you said the mic isn't working, getting audio from the phone. Let me check. Should be working. Well, if it's not, I apologize. I'll have to go through that, but we'll be right here by the phone, so it should be fine anyway. What are my thoughts on the new Ninja boards? Arcadia Killer Bees? I don't know. I haven't seen them yet. What do you mean by the new Ninja board? You might be a step ahead of me. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be my program next week on spoons. Downriggers, I'm going to have the big white slick on there with the Riverside Fly. My shoot rigger, my 2 out and downs, I'm going to run spoons on them. My low diver, again, at least 1 meat rig, maybe 2. High divers are going to be, I know one will be the double slick with either the Pickled Sunshine Riverside, or I might even run the dark blue fly. That's been a real good one. And hey, somebody's calling. The shop's closed, but somebody's calling. Hey, where's the phone? I should answer it.
Call from Bixler Robert.
We'll just get that later. But yeah, and then long lines, I will start off one side. I'll do a 5 color, I'll do a 10 color, and maybe a 13 color, or maybe a 5, 7, and 10, something along those lines. On the other side, I'm going to run. I'll do probably another 4 or 5 color, 225 copper, and a 300 copper, and I'll adjust from there. Yeah, Dan Weaver. Yeah. It's somebody telling me that my mic's not working. Somebody's calling the shop to tell me my mic's not working. As long as you guys can still hear me, we're good. Let's, we'll just turn that right off. Okay, yeah, there we go. As long as you guys can still hear me, we're good. All right, so that's the fishing report. That's what I'm going to be doing over the next week, and I'm sure I'll talk to some other guys before then to get a little more intel as we get closer to it. But I think fishing should be pretty decent around here next weekend. He's calling back. Tell me my mic's not working again. Same guy. Sorry, Robert.
Call from Bixler Robert.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to answer this. Hold on. Tangle Tackle, this is Chris. Hello? Yeah. At least I tried. Anyway, set that phone over there. All right, so let's, if you got any questions on the fishing report, go ahead and shoot me a chat right now. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. And, but let's move into tonight's topic. Why am I not catching fish? And this is a question that I get pretty often. People say, hey man, I was out the other day, you know, I saw you guys bringing in 10, 12 fish. I'm out there, I'm getting 1, maybe 2. You know, what's the secret here? What are you guys doing?
Someone's trying to mess with your video.
All right, we're just gonna move that over here.
Call from Bixler Robert.
There. Yeah, I wonder if somebody's doing that on purpose as a joke. If you are, it's a good one. But anyway, let's get back into this. So yeah, so what are you guys doing different? Why am I not catching the fish that you guys are catching? Why am I having a hard time getting fish in the cooler? And there's 4 things that I look at every time I go out there. There's 4 things, and I've written these down somewhat in order as like most important to least, but all of these are important. So I'll start off here. Number 1. The reason you might not be catching fish is there's just no fish where you are, or they're not biting, and that's a pretty common thing. In fact, we're looking at it right now on Lake Michigan where we are. The fish just haven't been biting, and that will just happen from time to time, and you just deal with it. You take what you can get, and you're happy with it, and you move on. But you just might not be on top of fish as well. So it's a good idea to do your research before you go out. Talk to the tackle shops in your area. Get on the forums, get on the message boards, hop on this channel, get a fishing report here. Try to arm yourself with as much information as you can on the general location of where the fish are, because they do move. Obviously, they move due to currents, they move due to bait, they move due to boat pressure. Boat pressure is a huge thing that a lot of people don't think of. They're moving constantly. So arm yourself with as much information as you can. At least get yourself in the vicinity of the fish. Of course, your sonar, your fish finder, that's going to help you as well. If you're getting marks on your screen, that's a good indicator you could be on top of some good fish. But it can be very frustrating as well if you're on top of fish and they're just not biting, which is another thing that happens all the time. In fact, one of the most important things that we figured out in tournament fishing is you get that morning bite, you get on top of the fish, you get your fish as many as you can in that morning bite, and of course it's going to turn off. Usually by 8 or 8:30, that morning bite is pretty much done. You might still get a straggler, a nomad here and there, but pretty much that bite's done. We take that opportunity to go find our lake trout or our other species. Either we run offshore for steelhead, or we'll run to a lake trout ground, get our bonus fish. We'll get those lake trout, the steelhead, get those in the box. But we always want to be back to where we know the kings are when that early afternoon or that lunchtime bite turns back on. And that is a huge, if you guys are getting into tournament fishing, it's imperative, it's so important to be back in your location for that lunchtime bite. So many people miss out on that. They keep fishing in the area that, okay, I'm going to go run for lake trout, and then I'm going to be I'll fish around there for kings. If you know where those kings are, take the time, pick your gear up, and get back there, because you're going to want to get those. A lot of times the bigger fish come on that afternoon bite. So that's reason number one. There's just no fish. They've moved to another area, or they're just simply not biting. And again, that's frustrating, but it's the way it is out there. They'll shut off, they'll go to the bottom, they'll move out deep, and again, they'll come back on as the morning gets later. So that's number one. Number two is really two things. And I put this really as the most important two things. Your speed and the water temperature. Those are two things you have to be aware of at all times when you're out there. Speed is critical, and it changes daily. There might be days when I'm out there and I'm on my little hot spots or whatnot, I'm getting bit. And on Monday I'm out there and I'm getting bit at 2.5 miles an hour, 2.4 to 2.6, somewhere in that range. I go out there the very next day and I can't get a bite. The fish are there, I know they're there. I can see them on the graph, but I'm not getting bit, so I'll have to adjust my speed. Maybe bring it down, maybe even bring it up. So speed's gonna vary anywhere from really all the way down to 1.8, all the way up to even 3 miles an hour, maybe even plus that. So you got to know your speed at your lure. So that's why a fish hawk is so critical to knowing what's going on down there at the baits. So speed, like I said, anywhere from 1.8 up to 3, somewhere in that range. My normal speed is 2.2 to 2.4, maybe 2.5. That's my general rule of thumb speed. And again, if you don't have a fish hawk, if you're going off the speed over ground on your GPS or your phone or whatnot, you can get a general mindset for how fast you're going, maybe how fast your baits are running, just by the bend in the diver rods, by the way the cannonballs are trailing back on the downriggers, the way your planer boards are trailing, if they're leaving a wake, if they're not leaving a wake. You can get used to that. You can get around not having a fish hawk, but having a fish hawk makes it so much easier, and it just pays for itself. It truly does. In the amount of time that you save getting that thing dialed in. So speed, critical, absolutely critical to catching fish. Yeah, I don't mean to beat this up, but I'm going to a little bit more. If you think about it, say you're fishing into the waves, you're running into the waves, but down below at 55 feet where your downrigger is, you got a trailing current, so the current's running with you. Well, you might be thinking, I'm doing 2.5 at the top here, my bait's got to be doing 2.5 down below. When in reality, that current coming from behind, your baits are probably doing more like 1.8, 1.7, or even less, and they're just down there just floundering. They're not putting out the action that you want. Your plugs aren't working. Your flies are just down there lazily flipping over. That's why you gotta, I don't want to say you gotta have a fish hawk. At least take the time to try to dial in your program so you learn how your boat and your setup works for speed. Temperature, huge factor out there when it comes to fishing. My general rule of thumb, and I know I get emails about this sometimes. What is your preferred temp? What temperature should I be fishing? My general rule of thumb is 50-degree water or below. So when I drop my cannonball down with my temperature probe on there, my fish hawk probe, I'm looking for 50-degree water and below. Some guys think, hey, I got to be down to 44 degrees, or I got to be at 48 degrees, or I got to be at 51.2 degrees, or whatever. I just try to make it as simple as I can, because that's the way my brain works. I keep it at 50 degrees and below, and it works for me. And if it works, I'm going to keep doing it. So again, in the morning and in the evening, you're going to get those nomads and those feeding kings that are going to come up out of that temperature. They're going to come out of temp, and they're going to feed on bait that may be out of temp. Even throughout the day, if the temp breaks down 60 feet plus, and I'm just being, I'm just throwing that number out there. But if the temp breaks down, say 60 feet, there's still, most every day, I'm still going to be running a 4-color or a 5-color or a 150 copper or something like that, because you're still going to get the steelhead up in that higher water column. You're still going to get other species as well. Sometimes you'll get that nomad king that for whatever reason didn't get the memo, and now it's up in 20 foot of water when the temp breaks down at 80, and you'll pick that guy up. So don't run everything down in the water column is what I'm trying to say. There's nothing wrong with leaving one or two high lines out there, again, to pick up those other species and pick up those those kings that just didn't figure it out and didn't go down and take a nap down on the bottom. So speed, temp, huge factors when it comes to not catching fish. And I think that's probably the two most common reasons why people aren't putting fish in the boat is your speed's wrong or your temperature's wrong. Because when I first started out, I didn't know anything about this. I would talk to people about it, and thick-skulled and stubborn. Now I know I can figure this out. Heck, I was running my stuff so far out of temp. I was running my speed so far off. It was a miracle I snagged anything. So yeah, you figure things out by doing it wrong. That's honest truth right there. You screw something up, that's how you normally figure it out. Well, anyway, so speed and temp is number 2. Number 3, direction of troll, and this is important as well. A lot of people think, okay, the wave, I'm going to go into the waves. That's going to be my best. That's going to be my best troll. I'm going to go with the waves. I'm going to go, a beam of the waves. If you've ever been on a boat, and this happens all the time on my boat, one side of the boat is catching fish after fish. The other side of the boat isn't catching anything. It's probably because you're off a little bit on your troll. It's because your direction, for whatever reason, is causing one side of the boats to troll at the right speed, and the other side of the boat to troll at the incorrect speed. So one side sometimes works more than the other side. This again feeds back to the fish hawk. Figuring out your temp, figuring out your speed. And once you do that, you can start tweaking in your boat direction. A lot of times you'll look at your divers and one side is just yanking and the other side is almost flat. Well, that tells me right there my direction of travel is definitely off. So I'm going to check my fish hawk, make sure that my speed is good on my probe. Then I'm going to start tweaking in the boat. 5 degrees port, 5 degrees to starboard. Start working that in until everything on my boat is pulling in the general same direction. And it can be a little tougher on smaller boats. I get that. There's not so much beam. It's a little bit narrower. But you'll start figuring it. The more time you spend in your boat and on the water, the more you will figure that out. The more it just becomes, honestly, you don't think about it. You look at it and you instinctively make the corrections. Comes with time, comes with experience, but direction of troll is a huge factor when it comes to fish. There's times when I'm fishing into the waves and my speed is right, my temp is right, and I'm just not getting bit. And it's frustrating. I know there's fish there. I can see them on the graph. I fished there previously. I know there's fish there. So I will turn around sometimes and I'll go back the other way. And all of a sudden I start getting bit. It's something about your direction of troll. One way or another, the fish wanted that. So if you got everything dialed in and you got fish there, don't be afraid. Go ahead and do it. Do a 180 and go back the other direction. A lot of times that'll get those fish to pick up for you. Sometimes, getting the right troll can be incredibly problematic as well as just downright painful, because there's a lot of times the right troll is east-west and the waves are going north-south. So you're just getting beat up on the waves. Some boats are built to take that kind of thing. That, I don't know how I really want to go with that, to tell you what's right there and what's wrong. Play it by the way that your boat works best for you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If it's an east-west troll, that's the best, but you can't do it because of the waves. Hey, don't go out there and just pound yourself into oblivion. It might work for you, it might not. Eric, yeah, zigzag, absolutely. I was just, you beat me to that. But yeah, zigzag can be great. On my Simrad, my autopilot, I actually have a function on that I can set to zig and zag. So every so many hundreds of yards or a quarter mile or whatever, my boat will go on so many degrees to port. After that time passes again, it'll go back to starboard. But if you're driving the boat manually, it's a great tactic to get more fish in the boat. Yeah, that definitely falls in the direction of troll. So yeah, who put that out there? Who was that? Eric, just Eric. Well, yeah, great point, Eric. Great point. Okay, and then the last thing. And this is the one I see more people jump to this before they jump to anything else. And I think it's one of the most common mistakes that people make. Hey, I'm not getting bit. I'm going to change my lures. I'm just going to start changing everything. I'm going to mad science everything and forget what's been working. I'm not getting bit, so I got to change everything. In my opinion, that's the worst thing you could do to start off. Check first off that you're on fish. Check your speed and temp. Check your direction. And if none of that is working, that's when I start changing out my lures. And I don't know how many spin doctors I own or spoons. I mean, honestly, it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. But the amount of them that I actually use is a fraction of the amount that I actually own. I mean, my A game stuff, it probably consists of 15 or so spin doctors with 15 or so flies and meat rigs that are my A game. Number one, I'm going to these before anything else. If those things aren't working, I'll go to my B game stuff, which is normally going to work if the A game stuff is not working. And if B game stuff doesn't work, I'm probably going back to A game stuff. It's very rare that I'll start digging down at the bottom of the spoon box or the tackle box or pulling out a spin doctor that's got dust all over it because I've never used it and going, oh yeah, that'll work, and throw that out there. You're setting yourself up for failure if you're doing that. And again, I don't want to insult anybody. I'm not bashing anybody. If that's what you do, that's fine. But I would strongly recommend check your speed and your temp, check your direction before you start changing out any of your lures. That's my last thing that I go to. So that's your 4 things right there. You don't have fish in your area, your speed and your temp are wrong, your direction of your troll is wrong, or maybe you do have the wrong lures on for that day. And again, all days are different, and that's why I have setups made for different days. But yeah, those are your 4 things. You pay attention to those 4 things, I guarantee you, well, guaranteed, not guaranteed, but I'm pretty certain you're going to put a lot more fish in the box. All right. Nick Padula just became a married man. Well, congratulations, Nick Padula. Well done. BMK, it's called creating a pile. Yeah, I have a pile of lures. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. All right, we've got 153 people here. We are almost 40 minutes into this thing. Let's do a little Q&A time. If you got any questions on what those things that I talked about already or anything else, feel free to throw them out here. I got the computer screen right here. I can answer up some questions, and then we can get out of here. We can go back outside and or sit inside in the air conditioning if you got it, and get back to our daily lives. Scott Walker, sunny day versus cloudy day setup. That's a good question. So my sunny day setups consist of mostly bright chrome stuff. Just for example, that closer, good UV on that thing. It's a chrome blade. The Dragon Slayer, things like that. Spoons that match those as well. A lot of flash to them. Gives off a lot of spark, a lot of light, things like that. Or, excuse me. Hold on. For darker days, it's just the opposite. I go with a darker blade, even a black blade like that. That Michael Jackson's another good one. I tend to go more glow and more subdued colors for my darker days, cloudy days, things like that. Fog, same thing. Don't forget, when you're in the fog, treat it just like you would a dark day. So go to your darker colors, go to your glows, things like that. You'll get more fish. Excuse me. Robert Bixler, what's my favorite fly? I got 2 tied for number 1. The Riverside, the KRW Riverside, and the Dreamweaver Pickled Sunshine. By far, my 2 favorite flies. What Saltus reel do I use for my wire program? I use the 50 series. And the reason I go with the bigger one, I want more torque and I want more speed. Great question, though. How far offshore do I go for steelhead? Patrick Forster wants to know that. And that last question was from Alexander Porteous. Great question, Alexander. Patrick Forster, how far offshore do you go for steelhead? Patrick, that depends on the day. It could be as much as 30 miles. It could be as much as 8 miles. It could be anywhere in between or even less than that. It just depends on where the water breaks are setting up, or the temperature breaks, sorry. Best affordable net for salmon? I don't, you buy nice or you buy twice. That's a saying that I've always respected and I use. don't go cheap on your net, because the last thing you want to have fail on is your net. I recommend Rangers, so that's what I use on my boat. Excuse me. I have Rangers with fiberglass handles, 6-foot fiberglass handles with a 36-inch hoop, and Beckman is my other choice. So Ranger or Beckman, those are the two I would go with. Don't cheap out on your nets. Like I said, you don't want a bent net at the wrong time when you got a 34-pound fish of a lifetime hanging in there, and the thing falls apart on you. Good question though. Looch Bandicoot. That's a cool name. Kirk C. I think he will say Riverside Fly or Pickled Sunshine. Kirk, you're a wise man. Steve S. Discuss your approach when going out to 400 foot of water. What am I looking for? Really, it could be steelhead out there if I got really good temperature breaks. And what I mean by that, you got warm water butted up against cold water on the surface. They're smashing into each other, creating a scum line. You'll get insects and bugs in there. The steelhead will just gorge on that thing. So if I'm going out for steelhead, I'm running a lot of high lines, 2-3 colors, 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, things like that, 5 colors. But there's a lot of times I'm going offshore for kings because that's where they are, and I'm just running my normal king program. Again, just like I talked about earlier, really everything that I would normally run closer to shore, if I'm going out there for kings, it remains the same. I'm doing a lot of this with my hands, and I have no idea why. Chris Zimbrowski, where can I find a cheat sheet for spooling reels? Tell you how much backer to use. Chris, they're on the TangleTackleCompany.com website. The reel fill calculator is on there. That thing will show you exactly how to do it. You can also watch my video on setting up a lead core reel. I show you exactly how to use that calculator. It's a great tool. Dan Crane, what kind of temp breaks are you looking for when hunting steelheads offshore? Dan, it's not the temperature that I'm looking for. I'm watching that water and how it's reacting to one another. You'll know when you got a really good temp break for steelhead. Like I said, you'll get those two, that warm water and that cold water smashing into each other. You'll get what we call a scum line, and it looks just like a line of sludge running through the lake, curving all over the place. And that thing is going to be full of bugs and full of things that those steelhead are going to want to eat. Can't find which video, Matt President, can't find which video you talked about this. How do you keep dock spiders off the boat? So the trick that I learned is dryer sheets. Dryer sheets, tie them onto your lines, your dock lines. The spiders do not like to cross those dryer sheets. Good question, Matt. New news from Big John. Bruce, I got nothing from Big John. I've talked to them, a couple weeks ago. I think they're in the same, they're being forced into the same thing that all other companies are. They just can't get products shipped to them. They can't get the things they need to build to build their products. Shipping is so backed up throughout the United States, really all over the world, due to the pandemic. They're just backed up. That's all I know about Big John right now. They're still in full swing though. They're just, my screen just shut off for some reason. Come back. Check video cable. I don't want to check the video cable. Okay. Anyway, I'll watch the comments here on the phone then. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I know about Big John is they're still pushing as hard as they can to get everything out to everyone, but they are backed up waiting on shipments. All right. I'm not seeing any other comments come in, so I can hear my wife listening to me over on her phone over there, which is distracting me.
I'm not at all.
Maybe she's watching somebody else.
No, I'm not. I'm not watching anything. What are you hearing? I have no videos going.
Okay.
So you're blaming me.
All right, here we go. Dakota Joe. Shop got any Rasta gooses yet? No, we're out of stock still, Joe. Dreamweaver doesn't have any in stock either, so we are waiting to get replenished from Dreamweaver. They're backed up as well. Again, it falls back into a lot of that shipping problems. How long have leads off divers? So I do have a few videos out on that. Salmon Stalker. If you go and you watch how I set up my diver, things like that, there's a lot of information there. But my diver leads are, my diver leads are 18 to 20 feet, somewhere in that range. And a lot of people say, well, how in the heck do you get a fish to the back of the boat if your leads are 18 feet long? Well, we hand line the fish in. And a lot of people don't want to do that, but it's a great way to control the fish, and it does work very well. All right. Looks like we're slowing down, which is fine. No worries. 45 minutes in. I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for sticking around. I always enjoy talking with everyone here. What a great group. Thanks again for that super chat. I believe that was Eric. Eric Bro, I believe that was. Thank you so much for that. Let's get out of here. Go enjoy yourself. Sit in the air conditioning. Get back out there when you can. Catch some fish. I hope those 4 things help everyone out. If they do, please leave a comment in the comment section, something that works for you. That does help the channel also. And if you're thinking about subscribing, I appreciate you at least considering it. So anyway, we'll get out of here. Have a great night. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks again to Mrs. Tangle Tackle.